I'm assuming you have a lot of followers from India. You know why they love what you write?
Tell me.
In India, we love to ask this question. Okay, we have this really complex question. एक 4 point बता दो important, and which is what you do very well.
I decided within 1 month of joining university, I was starting to find ways to leave university. If people think that the recession right now seems bad, like it's not at all. Like you have no idea what 2001 was like. Employee number 2 of a startup, I quit that job in 1 week. So I don't even list it on my resume. Then I joined as employee number something of a startup and left that job in 6 months.
I'm going to switch tracks and ask you another question. You put a poll out there that to be absolutely the best in something, is it something that you're born with, or it's about hard work?
I asked myself that question. And it turns out my answer to this is it's natural talent. Ultimately, a lot of these things I did not choose. A lot of this requires that natural talent. If I want to write a book and attribute a core reason for how people become world class, and if my goal is to sell many books, what is the logical reason I should provide for that? So the answer was that everyone can be world class. And how can I make you believe that? My thesis in this book will be, if you work hard enough, you can also be Sachin Tendulkar. If you work hard enough, you can also be Elon Musk, or Bill Gates, or Quentin Tarantino, or Larry David.
Now, this is thing that you see that, oh, but this guy was not so good. They can't explain. A lot of times I would have hypotheses on data that I have not spent time on, and I can't explain why do I know this. And I think I believe in this natural gift thing. For example, it's very hard for some people to be rigorous, but a lot of people are driven with that, and they function so beautifully with that. And I wish I can just hire all of them because they are great to complement with me. I think that's an interesting way of combining these beliefs and doing better. I'm not saying that there's room for improvement. There is obviously room for improvement. We'll have our blind spots, and you have to be very truth-seeking to find your blind spots and become better.
I have a name for this phenomenon called apple pie positions, which is basically everybody loves apple pie. One of the things that I want more people to understand is that it is okay not to measure everything. There are many things in life that are very important that we don't measure. Can everybody be good product managers? I also thought that when I went from engineering to product management. But I rapidly became useless in anything else. If you get good at simulation, you will differentiate yourself from 95% of other product managers who don't do it.
All the kids who were trained through strategy games early on in childhood became good at second order thinking. We'll talk about it in reviews, and that I have seen a strong correlation in early performance arts. Some people can operate in ambiguous situations better and maybe it's a different kind of processing power to do that.
I've noticed that there is a very high PM to Eng ratio among companies in India. I don't have a problem with the ratio, but the problem is, why is this happening? I was somehow wired to always think about myself as the owner of any company I worked at. That doesn't mean you break rules for the sake of breaking rules, and please don't break laws. I don't want to do it for the sake of doing it. A lot of problems we create for ourselves is because we want to be happier. At some point, like when I was 40, I realized that if I'm happy, I'm happy. That's it. I'm not going to try to do other things with the hope or expectation that I'll get happier, because guess what? If I do that, I'm actually guaranteeing that I'll be less happy.
But Shreyas, thank you so much for doing this. Sure, you'll have a good time chatting with the team, and thank you for doing what you do for the Indian ecosystem.